Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review. Now, today, we've got a beer from York. Yes. And yes, we've got a Ruby Mild from Rudgate. There we go. Hopefully this will be quite nice. So yes, it's made in Yorkshire, which hopefully it is. It says it's Ruby Smoky Velvet. And it's 4.4%. I think this is under the £2 mark, if I remember rightly. And it's a 500ml bottle. Is there anything on the back? It says, okay, we've got some spiel on the back. We've got, at Rudgate, we've been brewing award-winning beers for over 25 years, but we don't stop there. Our talented brewers continue to experiment and push the boundaries of brewing, producing innovative and tasty beers for our customers, old and new. Always great beer, always something new is their kind of tagline. And it's a multi-award winning ruby red colour with complex and smoky flavours and a rich velvet finish. There you go. And it's champion beer of Britain. It was a silver award winner in 2008, silver in 2011, gold in 2017, and apparently it was also gold in 2009 and 2012. There you go. It's not. I'm just struggling to read that actually, but I've got new glasses now. Just for reading. These are reading glasses, so this is how bad it is, because I'm going to wear reading glasses because some of the print is so small in the labels I'm struggling to read it. So I've bumped up the magnification just to make my life a bit easier, you see. Don't say I don't push the boat out. My cheap glasses from Amazon. Not joking. So yeah, so there we go. So it's got a textured label front and back. I do like a textured label. I've said this before. Right. Right, anyway, get this poured. Stop the nonsense. We're here for the beer, not for the textured label. Right, let's get it poured and see what we got here. Oh, you shitty pants. I've made a bit of arse of that. It's because I did do another beer. That was a smaller can. And I just got carried away there because I could pour the smaller can into a normal size beer glass because it was only 440ml. Now I'm working with a 500 and I'm just not really adjusting my pour. So I'm being a bit of a twat. Just not concentrating and paying attention. Which is normally kind of a thing that was on my report cards at school. You know? I mean, obviously, if the teachers could have got away with writing he's an arsehole, then they probably would have done. But unfortunately, they could say, yes, he's just not concentrating and not paying attention. He's just titting about and arsing about. Yeah, and really, our life would be a lot easier if he didn't attend school at all, probably. There you go. It's all coming out in the wash. So this is looking really attractive now, but I've made an absolute cooking arse of this pour, by the way. He just got head on it like a bloody ice cream cone. So normally I would probably say it's about one finger head, but if you're being an arse like me, not paying attention, then you can get maybe, yeah, maybe 2.5. Seriously. But anyway, as it looks, yes, it is a kind of, it's kind of hard to see on camera because I don't actually have any, but it is a ruby ale, yes, but it's opaque. So it's cloudy, it's not clear. Definitely not clear. Can I see my fingers through it? I can see the shadow of my fingers, but I can't actually see my fingers. So yes, so it is a cloudy ale. So there you go. Some people might call it hazy, but they're idiots. You know, and you probably say, oh, but I've heard you call things hazy before. Slip of the tongue. Slip of the tongue. I didn't mean to say hazy. I meant to say cloudy or opaque. Yes. So that's what it kind of looks like. What does it smell of? Here's a question. It's slightly metallic. The smell's coming off it. Getting a bit of malt. Not really getting any hops, but I'm just getting slightly copper tones. Kind of accents coming off in the aroma. But yeah. Yeah, bit of malt. Maybe a little bit of grain, but getting a little bit of copper. Kind of metallic smells. So there we go, kind of back to a kind of more normal head. So let's see what it tastes like. Oh, there's a bit of sweetness there. So there is. Funnily enough, there isn't the metallic flavour. I was just getting that kind of metallic kind of aromas there. Slightly copper kind of aromas, but no, it's not there at all. It's actually not too bad, actually. I've got to say that. Body's not too bad. It's not watery. It is a mild, so it's not bursting with flavour, but appears to be some nice flavours. Just listen, is this guy back with his bloody Astra? I'm telling you. Anyway, that hopefully won't be such a big problem because I'll be doing some reviews from kind of December onwards. My reviews will be coming from Scotland. I'll be up in Scotland for a period, so I'll be doing reviews from up there, and so it'll be a different location, and I'll try and kind of make it more exciting. Don't worry, I have ordered beer from breweries in England. I'm not just relying on the Scottish breweries to give me ammunition for reviews. That's a wee bit of gas there, isn't there? So that's what will be coming up in the future. So I've ordered some interesting beers. I've been on the Fuller's website, taking advantage of their Black Friday deals. So I've got some stuff coming up, but this is going to be more for the Christmas side of it. So I've got some interesting beers that I've got for kind of Christmas, between the kind of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So I've got 3 different types of beers, and quite interesting beers. They're kind of more kind of specialist beers or special beers, depending on how the breweries want to say, you know, special, specialist, vintage, whatever you want to call them. So there is some interesting ones coming up for Christmas kind of period, and I've got some other winter kind of ales. I've been in Marks and Spencer's because it caused a heck of a stushy. This is how sad I am. I'm in Marks and Spencer's and I get 4 bottles. One is the traditional kind of Christmas ale, so I've got that. I think I've already done it before, but I'm going to try it again just to see if there's any differences or it gets any better. Is it just the same piss water that's kind of fired out every year? We've also got they've got a spiced, is it a spiced winter porter from Marks and Spencer's? I've got that, and I think there's another porter as well. Can't remember, is it a London porter? I can't remember which one it is, but I will confirm it. I'll put a message out, so I'll on YouTube just to kind of let you know. So if people want to buy it, unfortunately, they're all £2.50 a bottle, and I did always want to keep them below £2. So it's up to you whether you want to get them or not. I can understand that, because even then I thought it was a bit pricey, and I thought it was so bloody pricey. I thought, well, see if I can try and get some money off with my Waitrose card. I just kicked the bloody camera stand again. So professional. Yeah, that's what I was having a kind of a great moment, whereas I'm in Marks and Spencer's and I keep trying to scan my Waitrose card to get the points at Marks and Spencer's. And the self-checkout is not liking it at all. It goes into fuck off mode, you know what I mean, basically. And it just calls for assistance and what the hell's going on here? He's scanning any old shit at me, you know what I mean? It was 2 or 3 times I did it. And God knows because it wouldn't make any sense to the woman at the checkouts thinking, why does it keep going dodgy on you? Well, I keep going dodgy because I keep basically scanning my blooming waitress card in M&S. At which point the wife's saying, why are you scanning your waitress card? You're an M&S. Good point, love. Good point. yeah. Having a great moment. Yeah. Twat. So yeah, don't do that. Not a good idea. Not if you want to kind of look kind of compass and respectable to other people, or if you want to look at Graham, go ahead and do it. So yeah, so I've got them, but I'll give you some more details, and again, it's up to you because I'm trying to look for obviously beers £2 and below. Unfortunately, you don't get that in Marks and Spencer's. You know, it's all £2.50 and above. But I'll put them up, and it's up to you what you want to do. I'll still review them obviously as part of the kind of festive period beers and things like that, but I'm trying to find other ones that are kind of £2 and below. I've still to go to Morrison's and that. It's getting crazy just now anyway. I was in Exeter Town Centre today, and Jesus, they've got basically their pop-up festive kind of bars are there. All the lights are done. There's God knows how many bloody Christmas trees. They've even got little kind of mini kind of Christmas market and stalls and everything else, and you're thinking, it's gone mental. We're in November, for fuck's sake, you know. Jesus. That's the seat, by the way. If you heard that noise, that's the seats. That wasn't me. Nope. Because I'll tell you, I wouldn't waste it in a video. I'd keep that for the wife. You know, I wouldn't waste it in use lot because you don't get the full aromas. But anyway, that was the seat that was making that noise. It wasn't me. Like I say, that's for the wife. A little bit of business there. Yeah, we are back on the beer now. If you people on the podcast think, what the hell is he talking about? I thought he was reviewing the beer and he's talking about any old pish. That's very true. Yes, the beer. It's actually not too bad. I quite like this. There's a nice bitterness there. But it tastes more of a grain bitterness. It doesn't taste like a hot bitterness. So it's... But yeah, it's quite nice actually. I'm just getting my mouth kind of acclimatised to it and used to it. But there's a nice bit of sweetness there. Nice bit of bitterness at the end. Some nice malts and some grains. It's not watery. There's a bit of body to it. But it is a mild, so the flavours aren't over the top in any way, shape or form. But overall, it's quite a nice rounded beer. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I mean, I could stiffen quite a few of these. It's one of these ones where it's like, how to explain? You know, sometimes you taste a beer, you think, oh, you think that'd be quite nice. And you just know it's a case as though it's a more sessionable beer, and it really, you wish you had more to actually have a little bit of a mini session on. But you don't. So the problem is you're drinking like a session beer, but you've only got one, and it's just that realization of disappointment that you're not going to be able to continue once you finished it. So there's that kind of slightly downside to this kind of reviewing beers sometimes, that you come across a beer that's quite nice, quite pleasant, kind of ticks your kind of personal boxes, and unfortunately, if it's a sessionable beer, then you're going to be missing out because there isn't going to be another one. But the problem is you don't know that until you've tasted it. And by that point, it's too late, especially if you bought it when you were in Yorkshire. And, well, you can't get it now because you're not in Yorkshire. If that makes sense. So, yeah. Okay, let's break down the flavours. Right, start off, get a nice little bit of malt, a little bit of grain, and a nice bit of sweetness there as well. But the malt is, like I say, is connected to the sweetness. But it's just nice. It's like it is a mild, so it's not over intense flavours and busting with flavours because it's a mild. But it's just nice. It's just that the flavours are enough to be identified, and they're just nice. Nice, kind of pleasant, good start. Moves on to the kind of mid-tongue. Sweetness is still there, maltiness is still there. You just get slightly, ever so slightly kind of hoppy accents coming through. And you are maybe just getting little light hints of dry fruit, really little light accent flavours of slightly floral, slightly kind of dried fruitish. And it's just nice in the mid-tongue. So it's just nice in the mid-tongue. You've got the malt, you've got a little bit of grain, but you've just got these little accent flavours that are just adding a little bit of dimension to it. They're not strong in any way, but they're enough to be noticed, and they just add that little bit of complexity to the mid-tongue that you wouldn't expect in a mild. And it then moves on to the kind of aftertaste. And you're getting a little bit of kind of bitterness there. The sweetness is there, but you've got a little bit of bitterness there, and it's just balancing out that sweetness, especially in the aftertaste. But there's a slightly kind of roasted grain feel to that bitterness. It'd be what you'd probably get more in a stout. I mean, it's not a really strong bitterness, but you just get that little accent of kind of slightly more of a roasted grain bitterness, which again, obviously, you would associate more with a stout. I'm not saying it tastes like a stout, but you would associate more of that with a stout. And overall, it just gives you a really nice finish. I think that's what we really mean by the velvety kind of finish, because it is by giving you that kind of, the bitterness just kind of slightly more like a stout, which again, you would associate more with a kind of velvety kind of texture, more of a kind of a smoother texture. And that's what's giving you in the kind of back end. And overall, it's actually a nice beer. I actually quite like this. I mean, I do like milds, but there isn't that many milds a lot of times, available if you go to, especially down south. There isn't that many milds. I mean, apart from Green King's Triple X mild, there isn't that many milds that you would be able to pick up in the supermarket or, things like that. Yeah, you could maybe go on breweries' websites and find them and things like that. But overall, it's one of the drinks that, one of the types of beers that aren't so easily available mainstream, to go and buy in a shop and things like that, supermarkets, whatever. So milds, there isn't that many of them available. And because of that, they're all kind of much of a muchness to a certain degree. I mean, I don't mind Green King's Triple X mild. It's fine, it's not a problem. But this one here is just that little bit more complexity to it, but without losing the kind of mild kind of general flavours and kind of feel as well, because it does have that sessionability as well. It's just taking the kind of mild flavours and just adding this little kind of little accent flavours, just add a little bit more complexity, but without losing it. You taste, you think, yeah, that's a mild, and it just gives you that kind of flavour profiles, but just has a little bit extra complexity, and it's just quite nice. And overall, very easy drinking. So what would I give this out of 10? There's a question. I do like that little bit of bitterness at the end. It does slightly kind of roasty grains, and it is just giving you that slightly kind of velvety kind of feel to it at the end. I can see what they're talking. I don't mind basically companies putting things in the label if it's there. There's nothing worse than I hate when you read something. Smokiness. No, I'm not really getting the smokiness. I'm getting the more kind of velvet finish, yeah, just because it has that kind of bitterness that's more associated with stouts. But it's not a strong bitterness, but it's a little nice little kind of bitterness that kind of balances out that sweetness. But no, no. I'm struggling to find smokiness. I am. Um, so yeah, I'm not really picking that up. Maybe it's a very subtle flavour that my palate isn't picking up. Maybe other people will, but I'm not picking it up. What else did they say that it's supposed to be getting picked up? Ruby? Well, it's ruby. Velvet? Yeah, I can get the velvet. The smoky, I just really don't. But overall, it's actually a very nice beer. I do like it. So I do like it. But what would I give it out of 10? There's the problem. What would I give this out of 10? Hmm. Um, See, the Beers of Britain awards and everything else, I mean, I don't care about them. Other people do, other reviewers do, and I'm sure the breweries do, and fair play to them, that's up to them, you know what I mean? But my view is what I taste in front of me. That's what I go with. And it is a nice beer. There's a nice balance to it. Some nice flavours there. The flavours are kind of connected. Um, there's not a watery feel to it, which of course you've got to be kind of careful, especially when you're doing a mild, because the flavours are kind of slightly more toned down, and because of that, it can slightly give you a watery feel to it. But the body's there to kind of prevent that, so they're using some good ingredients. And yeah, hmm, I'm toying between a 6.5 and a 7. So I'll check on it because I'm trying to remember the price of it. I think it's below £2, but I bought it ages ago and I honestly can't remember because I'm an old fud and I can't quite remember because my memory's going now. So what I'll do is I'll be fair. If it's £2 or under, then it gets a 7. If it's over £2, then it gets a 6.5, and that's fair. And that's just basing it on the price. So you know the kind of where ballpark figure where it is in flavour wise. So it's quite a nice beer, and I'd like it, and I'd like to have a few glasses to have a wee session on. Quite nice to try, but unfortunately I don't. I've only got one, so it's a bit of a bugger. But anyway, such is life. So it's 4.4%, 500ml bottle. I will put the price obviously down below with all the other kind of information in the beer facts. But yeah, 6.5 to 7 out of 10, depending on the price. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye for now.